What do
Do
you
we
think?
Scooby Doo this?
I mean, let's fucking
I'd
Scooby Doo
love
it.
to go and ask him. I'd love to
We
go
gotta
and
flank him
approach
though.
him.
Okay, if we go opposite sides of him, do not shoot, because
I got you. I
if
got
you
you.
see somebody wearing a priest get up, it's me. Okay, don't shoot him.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I got you. I
Okay,
got
so
you.
can we try to flank this guy like opposite
Yes.
sides?
Okay, so
And
you
either
guys start
We'll
heading
sandwich
after
him.
him.
yeah,
I'd
kind of like
like to.
try to
Yeah.
Are we going
corral him a
stealthy
bit.
or are we going? Let's just move it. Speaking of things you got to watch, you got to keep an eye on Bob.
What?
Okay. So welcome, everyone. Welcome everyone to Removal of Masks. We're playing through the epic campaign Masks of Nyarlathotep, published by Chaosium. Love to see you all back. A quick reminder, I'm legally obligated to give. Any interaction is greatly appreciated. Hit like, share or subscribe, or drop us a comment to let us know how we're doing. Our investigators are in the Big Apple and have become embroiled in something of a twin investigation. Not only are they trying to work out who killed Elias and how it fits into Lieutenant Poole's investigation, but they're also trying to get to the bottom of Elias's clues about the Carlisle expedition and why he thought it was important. Now, I can't wait to see how our fabulous players are feeling after the interesting investigations last week. So we're probably going to jump straight into it. Let's see. Who wants to give us a very quick recap from a character's perspective of how the past 24 hours have gone since being released from the questioning in a police station? Because remembering, you weren't under arrest. So let's see. Maybe Valentine. How did the next day go after that grueling night? You thought you were gonna get some rest in the morning. How did that turn out?
Well, so we wound up going to. I'm so sorry, I've forgotten Ellie's character's name. Loveday.
Loveday.
Let me do that again. I was completely blind. I was like, Florence. No. Okay. Yeah, so we wound up going to Loveday's family friend, godparents, I think, their home. And very nice house, very fancy, very chic, very impressed. But anyway, so we went there, we had, caught up, found out that it was Loveday was the reason that we were stuck in the police station for so long, but that's neither here nor there. And then we, started talking about Jackson and made a few calls. Well, Florence made a few calls. Very good investigator. Rang a few people to try and get some information, but strangely none of them wanted to talk to us or were available to talk, so we're waiting to hear back about that. But yeah, so then we went to Emerson Imports to figure out who Silas in Kwana is. Turns out that he has a link to importing a lot of items from Africa to a shop in Ireland. So myself and Florence went to investigate this curio shop, and we had the look. There was nothing of great excitement there. Bought a few strange little trinkets just to keep him happy, keep him sweet, and we noticed that he had a key around his neck that. We're not sure what it was for, but something to keep in the mind for later. And then had wandered to Ireland, came back to Loveday's family's home, and Lieutenant Poole was there. Had a very strange encounter. We came in and there seemed to be a bit of a tete-a-tete going on between him and Loveday, and he seemed to, I suppose, want our help, which was just very strange. Like, police don't normally do that. So he mentioned that there's a bit of corruption. I mean, who's surprised by that? It happens all the time. But, bit of a cover-up. And as a journalist, that is, my, bread and butter. So very excited to see what comes out of that. And I believe that Micheál went and got his big gaping bullet wound closed up, which is very good because we can't have him bleeding all over the place.
Excellent stuff. And from Micheál's perspective then, because I believe, Micheál, you went off with another group on a slightly different tangent after leaving Lovedays.
Right, we're going to come up against Micheál's legendary bad memory here. When we last left our heroes. So, they went off to Chinatown, or wherever it was, and Micheál and Loveday and
Ruby?
Ruby! Micheál, Loveday, Ruby, we all went to the hospital.
It's been a long week.
We all went to the hospital where Micheál was rude to the nurse and got himself patched up. They looked after him. We then stopped by the Church of St. Paul, where Micheál's base of operations is, where he, dispenses religion to the masses. Picked up his gun, had a little argument. Micheál was in a kind of a grumpy mood last week. Had a little bit of a tete-a-tete with his superior officer in the army of God, who did allow him to, I think Micheál's going to say the funeral mass for our good friend Jackson Elias. I think that's it. We then went down to Loveday's, where we met Martin Poole. So
maybe we'll let Loveday tell us how the conversation, how the meeting with Martin Poole went. Lovely Lieutenant Poole.
Well, really, I think the less said about that man, the better. But he did apologise, and he said some rather flattering things, so I am willing to entertain him for now, but he's on very fucking thin ice, I can tell you.
And from Ruby's perspective, did Lieutenant Poole redeem himself, or did he do just about enough to skate by?
I think he did. I'd like to keep an open mind and try and help Loveday along that road as well, if I can. I think, enemies close, if we can, and just see he wants our help, maybe we can do just that, and he can provide us with some information, like he said that he already has, right? He's handed over some documents, so yeah, plot thickens.
Yes, and Florence. Everyone gets to forget one name tonight. Florence. As a private investigator, how did it strike you? You seemed to have a quite unique perspective last session. After when you guys were talking to Lieutenant Poole about both how quickly the funeral is being scheduled, but also Lieutenant Poole reaching out to you to see if he could get a back channel and some alternate route to some information. How does Florence feel about all that as an investigator?
Well, from the perspective of an investigator, the funeral has been arranged very quickly. Now, it's not unheard of, and it is within the realm of acceptability, but it is worth noting how quickly the funeral has been prepared, and that does raise eyebrows and suspicions. The police coming to the perspective of a private investigator is unusual. These things are usually going the other way around, with me having to speak to the police, so that was rather odd. I maintain a positive relationship with the police where I possibly can, and so I err on the side of giving the man the benefit of the doubt. But still, it's highly unusual activities.
Okay, good stuff. And I think where we left it the last day was that you had finished up your conversation with Lieutenant Poole. Um, you had gone through the letters he gave you, the photostatic copies he gave you of the letters that they'd confiscated from the assailants, and you were starting to put together a little bit of a plan of action. As has been mentioned, you had called the Penhew Foundation and spoken to some form of secretary or receptionist, left your names and asked for a call back from uh, Mr. Gavigan, who apparently is heading things up there. You'd called looking for Professor Cowles, and you had, I think it was Florence had once again been particularly charming on the phone, managed to convince someone to give her Professor Cowles' home phone number, and had got through to Professor Cowles' daughter, um, a rather brusque sounding Australian lady who shut things down pretty quick sharp and said, yes, 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 I'll get him to get back in touch with you if he wants to. So with those two wonderful brush offs in under your belts, and with a funeral coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m., I think everyone had retired for the night. Um, it's a long, dark, cold night in New York. You're all tucked away, fairly cozy in Loveday's godparents' townhouse. Uh, Nobody has an easy time of it sleeping. The wind does howl a little outside, and it is quite hard to forget that less than 24 hours ago, or just over 24 hours ago, you found your friend and possibly co-investigator, Elias Jackson, brutally murdered in his hotel room. But it doesn't disturb you sufficiently that you can't get a good night's sleep. So in the morning, you can all come down, gather around the breakfast table, reasonably refreshed. I won't say feeling wonderful about the day ahead, because it is going to be quite a tough day. Some of you had got quite close to Elias over the last few years of correspondence and visits, but at least things aren't as troubling as they were on those dark and horrible nights in Puno, Peru. So, after Loveday's long-suffering godmother has put some breakfast things out for this swarm of guests, which she suddenly seems to have at her house, she leaves you to talk among yourselves. Some of you have flashbacks to your early teens, sitting around parents' breakfast rooms with friends, and getting given some time to have a chat. And it's quite a strange feeling as adults looking into a murder investigation to be mothered a little bit like this. So will kind of fade in on all of you in the breakfast room, the morning room, sitting around. It's not a formal breakfast, so there's no serving at a table or anything. Some of you could be on a couch with the plate on your lap. You could be in an armchair. You could be perched at the side of the table. However you want to start the day, teas and coffees in hand. But the main thing is you're all hesitating because you're not sure who has the beginnings of a plan.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Morning all.
Morning.
Listen, I'm going to have to head fairly early to the church because they mentioned yesterday that there are some specific instructions. I'll have to review that. If Jackson wanted something said, I'm going to have to go and find out what it is he wanted. So I won't be with you all morning, but I'm wondering if anybody has any idea if there's anything we could get done before the funeral.
We haven't received any callbacks, have we?
No, someone staying by the phone is probably a good idea, at least until we need to go.
These eggs are very tasty. I'm enjoying this.
Yes. Good eggs.
Good eggs. They taste different to French eggs.
I'm sure
That's
they
because the
do.
chickens are about 90 miles away, I'd say.
Oh, interesting. Why would
Yes.
the chickens be so far away?
Did anyone check over the documentation that Poole gave?
Yes, some of you had a little read through of the letters last night.
We got this
Any
letter from your man in
thoughts?
Egypt. I mean, we could get in touch with Harvard University, this lady Miriam Atterwright, see if we could find out what it was Jackson was trying to research, the book that's missing.
More calls? Florence, you're brilliant at that, so I vote for you.
Naturally, of course. Yes, I can make phone calls if required, but we may wish to discuss the strategy. What information? So this Harvard University contact. There's no real indication besides the book is no longer required, but that they have the information. I guess logically it's probably to do with the Carlisle expedition, but do we have an angle?
I think it would be useful to know what book,
Just to ask, he's
Or
been
yes.
murdered.
yeah,
We'd
which
like to know.
book he was after.
Yes.
But would they give us that information?
Actually, do you know what? Poole gave us this letter. I'm sure Poole has been onto her already. So it might not be the first time she's been asked.
I mean, you're assuming he's a
Good
competent policeman, but all right.
I would give the man some credit if he's already had these. But still, it wouldn't be. It may still be worth our own investigation.
What about this letter from Cairo? Sorry, should we-
Order have identified Faraz Najjar in the street of jackals who claims to be in possession of singular curios of interest to you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we can do about that now. I doubt that he's got a telephone.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, the
Yes.
idea that Poole might have chased some of these leads down already there might be something to that. He might at least have an address or a telephone number for this Bezat fellow. We should maybe ask Poole. He won't be at the funeral later, will he? He said he wasn't going.
But if he had information about these, why would he have not? Why would he not have given that to us already?
He didn't tell us much, to be honest with you, but like he's carrying this letter from Harvard University in his pocket. I would assume he at least did the basic thing of calling her up. You know, I mean, unless he's
Presupposing he's a good policeman, which I don't think is true.
Well, will we call her up anyway?
Probably worth it.
Righty-ho, Florence.
Listen, I'm going to let you do that. I'm going to head up. I have to get my vestments and whatnot ready for this funeral, so I have to get to St. Paul's and then out. So, good luck.
Godspeed.
I'll see you in a while.
Send him
Let's take the name in vain, but we'll let it go.
Given past events with this particular group, I am resistant to let you go by yourself. Does anyone want to accompany you?
Well, I'm leaving now, so whoever it is can catch up, alright?
I'm going to hazard a guess that you don't want me after the events.
Ruby, would you come on, get your jacket? Just don't bring your gun.
Fair enough.
That's
I'll
a
be
joke.
with you in a
Do
few.
bring your gun in case you encounter something.
Bring the gun, yeah.
Okay.
That's why we're not going off alone.
I've been practicing, guys. It's fine.
Practice
Dave's got
shooting
it
me.
covered.
100% accuracy.
Hey, look,
That's
would you
me.
mind if I
That's
filled
me.
my pockets with croissants and whatnot before I go?
Go to town. Yeah.
Well, I'll be doing it, so
It'll
you
all
may
go
as
to
well
waste
as well.
otherwise.
I thought we were having eggs.
I'm not filling my pockets with
We
eggs.
have everything, darling. Everything.
Okay, so Micheál and Ruby. So how are you planning to get to St. Paul's? Are you going to?
We're quite a bit
take
down. It's up by Central
cab or-
Park, so we don't have Loveday's money though. How are you from Winnie, Ruby?
I dare say you can.
I
You
mean,
can
I
borrow
can
my
ask
car.
Loveday.
Take the driver.
God bless.
Awesome.
Okay, so yes, the car pulls around and the driver waits, and you head off to the church. Meanwhile, back inside, Florence, are we making a phone call, or do you feel that you have a strategy sufficiently to make a phone call?
May talk for a minute or so of so if we're assuming the pool has already questioned this woman, am I just charming for information, or?
Well, if we're assuming that he's done his due diligence, then you could always say we are a team of investigators working with the police. And, they are stumped, so we have taken over because we're better at this.
Well, I won't use that exact phrasing, but the notion of implying that we are collaborating with the police is not a bad strategy.
People love honesty, but okay.
I don't think
At
they
this
do,
point,
my dear.
I feel compelled to issue a formal statement on behalf of this group that we do not mean to imply in any way that the New York Police Department at any time in the 1920s or the present day are ineffective or don't know how to do their job. But
These are Valentine's opinions only.
as
do not
matters
speak for the group.
shall progress, the aspersions which have just been thrown around may prove to be very, very prescient.
Pool's in Egypt.
I thought you left.
Poor Lieutenant.
I just
Okay.
came back for a croissant, sorry.
Poor driver has gone around the block to come back for a croissant. Okay, so yes, so Florence, with your detailed instruction, just wing it and pretend the police we're working with the police.
Great.
But Florence, not too much honesty.
I've
this
got
time.
charm on the gun. I've got
fake names this time. Yes, fake names.
Yes.
We.
Well, I'm pretending to be a private investigator and I want to be contacted, and I'm going to talk to a university. I probably will give my real name.
You
not
don't have
like
to
you're
pretend
going
to be a
into
private
into a
investigator.
shop.
You are one.
I have a license.
Yes, believe in yourself, Florence.
Tick, 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 tick. Operator. So you're put through to Harvard University, and it's quite quick. You get through to the office of Miriam Atwright, and she picks up the telephone and greets you. Good morning. Please excuse me. I'm just in the office. Do you mind holding on for a moment?
Oh, yes. Hello.
Oh, good. And she puts the earpiece down. You can hear her clatter it down on the table beside her telephone, and you hear her shuffling around, moving papers. Calls out to somebody. Do you know where I put my glasses? Yes. Okay, thank you. And could you bring my tea? I've got a telephone call. Yes. Thank you. Now where? There we are. Hello.
Hello, my name is Florence Harper. I'm a private investigator. I'm investigating the unfortunate death of a man who I believe you had been in contact with. His name was Jackson Elias. I believe you had written to him?
Yeah, but Elias. I did. I know Jackson Elias. I quite admire the chap. Uh, how can I help you? Did you say you're a private investigator?
Yes, I'm a private investigator. I'm working in association with the police on this matter. I'm investigating the death of Jackson Elias. We have a letter.
Should I be expecting a call from the police as well? Is this something where I'm need to be involved, or?
If this is just an initial conversation, if you haven't already been contacted by the police.
Well, no, I
if
absolutely
there is,
haven't. I had no idea Elias had died. It's very unfortunate.
I'm sorry to be the one to break that news to you. Unfortunately, he has been murdered, and I am investigating his death. I have a letter from you here in which you wrote to Jackson Elias, and you said that the book which he was inquiring around is no longer in your collection, but you have the information he was looking for. I was wondering if perhaps you would be able to tell me what that book he was inquiring about was, and any information that you have, just in case that may link to information to do with his death.
Oh yes, okay. I'm not sure how it could be related to his death. He was looking for a book called Africa's Dark Sects. But it's mysteriously disappeared from the library. So we no longer have it.
Do you know why he was looking into this particular? Did he mention any reason why he wanted to read this particular book, or the information?
He just said he needed to get a hold of a copy of that book.
You said that there were other volumes that may provide the same information. Would you be able to give me the titles of those books, or any information around?
Well, I'm a professor of anthropology here in Harvard, and the Widner Library has a absolute plethora of books. If he was looking for something in relation to African sects, African cults, things like that, there's many books we could look at, or we could dig into. Given that we have any idea of what he's looking for, I mean. If it's been published, we can probably track it down, my dear.
Could I try a psychology check to see whether or not she's telling me the truth?
Yeah, go ahead. Was it a failure?
Yeah, that was a failure.
Okay. She seems pretty neutral. She seems to be getting a bit of... she's trying to inject a little bit of lightheartedness into the conversation, which you find... maybe a little inappropriate, but doesn't seem to indicate anything like that she's lying or anything. So I'm very saddened to hear about Elias's death. He was a very droll chap. I quite enjoyed his sense of humor. Yeah.
Yes, he was a good friend.
I'm sure I would have loved to have got to meet him myself. But I enjoyed his irreverent writing style, and was speaking to him on the phone. He- Obviously he was very professional and very well mannered always, but he did maintain that little turn of phrase in his conversation.
Yes. In the conversations you had with him, was there anything, any topics that came up particularly? Was there anything that you hadn't already mentioned that might be relevant? Any topics he was interested in?
No, cult symbology, um, iconography. I mean, we didn't talk about it much. He rang asking about the Africa's dark sects, and we spoke for probably half an hour. Uh, I I hate to say I acted like a little bit of a schoolgirl seeking an autograph. I
Yes. Such a successful author. Must have been very exciting to speak with him.
Well, he was good. I don't really care about the success or the. I mean, you know, all the books practically in the world at my fingertips. But no, he 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 had style. There's this chap.
Did he mention any specific African cults that he was interested in, or the part of Africa? Africa's very big after all, that he was looking at?
Well, I believe Africa's dark sects is I have a little note card here on the book. I specifically looked it up um, to see if we could get another copy. Um, yes, it was about African cults, not in any given particular region of Africa.
Did you have the author?
Yes, Nigel Blackwell. He's impossible to track down though. Nobody has ever been able to find him. Um, some people believe it might have been a pseudonym. There were only 13 copies. That's how rare this book is. That's why it was a bit of a blow, it being stolen or
Gosh,
disappearing,
it was
shall we say?
stolen.
Well, I don't want to cast any aspersions. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but yes, it disappeared. One day, it simply vanished. There was
When
a there
was
was a
this?
horrible smell and unspeakable odor in the collection. The day that we noticed it was missing.
When? How long ago was this?
Was some months before Elias called me. Um, uh, I would hazard it would have been October, sometime September, October.
Have there been any other books that have
No,
disappeared under similar
very
circumstances?
unusual,
Very
very
unique.
unusual. No, this sort of thing does not happen routinely in Harvard.
Oh, I should hope not. It sounds very strange.
Yes. No, I wouldn't like anyone to think there's any kind of pattern. No, our collection is quite secure.
Gosh. And was there anything else that Jackson discussed besides this book, or was that the only thing he spoke about?
No, that was it. That was all we discussed. Besides my own curiosity about his other works and the inspirations and his travels and things.
Which works were you interested in?
Oh, various of his. The most recent one about Peru was quite fascinating. I've read all his books. At this point, let's say Loveday and Valentine and Florence, all of you, if you could give me an idea check.
That's intelligence, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, just straight up intelligence. Tell me how you get on.
Failure for me.
Success.
Failure.
Okay. So as you're chatting to this lady Florence, and you've kind of asked a couple of times what Jackson might have been wanting to talk to her about, and she's given a lot of vagueness and cult symbology and things like that. It does strike you that there is an occult symbol, which you've recently come across. Which could be useful to have the input of a professional, an expert, or at least someone who can do some digging and research.
Yes. Since I've got you on the phone and you are you know these things, you're an expert. Could I possibly ask you about another occult symbol I've recently had an encounter with that is relevant to this investigation?
Yes, of course. You can ask away. I can't promise that I'll know, but again, if it's printed, I'll find it.
It's the symbol.
Do you think this will help with the investigation into Elias's death?
I do very much. This was associated with the crime and with the crime scene.
Oh.
This
Well, then pleased to
symbol.
help, yes.
Yes, and the people we suspect were associated with the murder of Jackson Elias. There's I shouldn't share details, but this detail was found on Jackson's body. 2 semicircles, and then in the center, several lines in a star shape. 5.
Are they bracketed by the semicircles as a parenthesis?
By the bracketed by the semicircle lines in a star formation within the bracketed semicircles.
Do you have a photograph or sketch?
I do.
Do you think you could post me down a sketch or even a photo, if you could, one of those new copies, photostatic copies?
Yes, I could send that to you.
I mean, if you go to the New York Library, I'm sure they have a machine there that you could make a copy, or if there's another that you know of. You could send me down an original. I would be happy to return it as soon as I make a copy myself.
Yes, I can get you that photograph. It would be a great help for the investigation if you would be able to.
I will do my best, my dear, but I have to say, there is quite a bit on at the moment. I could pop away in my spare minutes between work, but if someone wanted to come down to the library, I could probably guide you through the tomes and the reference section myself. You could probably find it in a day yourselves, if you've got some talent in research. If I do it, I mean, it could take me a week.
Well, this is an urgent investigation, so we could certainly come down. There's a team of us, and I myself am skilled in research, and so are those on my team.
Very good. So, when do you think you would come down?
Well, we unfortunately have to. We have to attend the funeral this afternoon, so it would only be. Yes, it would only be after the funeral that we would.
So perhaps tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yes.
But tomorrow is Sunday. I'm hardly going to be. You got me by lucky chance in the office today. It is a university, you know. We do try and keep hours, but perhaps Monday or Tuesday.
Monday. How about we?
Oh, very good.
Thank you for your help.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Well, good morning, my dear. And she puts the handset down on the table again, and you hear her shuffling around, moving papers, and then you hear her call out again to somebody. Did you find those glasses? I can't. I genuinely can't see a thing. Oh dash it! The telephone. Are you still there, my dear?
Hello. Yes, I'm still here.
That's. I'm terribly sorry. Click, and she hangs up.
Okay. And so I turn to the others and say, well, good news. I know the book that Jackson Elias was after was called Africa's Dark Sects. It was about cults in Africa by a chap called Nigel Blackwell, but he seems to be uncontactable, thought to be a pseudonym. Only 13 copies, and the one they had, the reason why they didn't have it when Jackson Elias was wanted to borrow it, was that it disappeared, but the woman I spoke to thought that it had been stolen. There was a very unusual smell, which seems that definitely seems like a clue of some kind, and that it happened in October or September. Something was off. She seemed too cheerful, but I couldn't really tell enough to see that she was lying. She did say that they will have books that we could use to identify the symbol that was cut into Jackson's forehead, so we could go down there on Monday and look up these books, and they may help us to be able to identify what that meant. On Monday after the funeral.
Did she say where those other copies of the book are? Is it worth us all popping along to the library this morning en route to the funeral? New York Library is pretty good from what I hear.
Would certainly be worth. Yes, I didn't ask about the other 13 copies. It would certainly be worth asking when we go visit. Would we have time before the funeral? We could pop by.
What time is it now?
So where are you looking to pop by to?
Sorry. So yeah, the New York City
New York Public Library.
Ah, yes. Yeah, you'd have time. It's still early enough in the morning. I mean, you guys didn't have a particularly taxing night, so you got up reasonably early. So yes, you'd have time to get to the public library.
Perfect, because...
Did the lady mention if Poole was in contact with her?
She said that she hadn't been contacted by any police so far, so again, it didn't seem like she was lying, but I couldn't really tell. But it's odd, very odd that. I mean, my immediate instinct upon having this would be to contact her. So I'm surprised that she didn't even know Jackson was dead.
Well, he is a very, very bad
The
policeman.
pool seems shady.
I know that's what you believe, dear.
At the very least, he's
Yes.
pretty incompetent. I mean, he was a letter with
Yes.
all the evidence they need in it and doesn't even make a phone call. I mean, come on.
Right, we're going to have to call a cab, as I over-generously gave the car to Micheál and Ruby. It's not a decision I regret at all. I hope they're nice and warm in it. Shall we get a cab and head up to the library before it's too late? If we can avoid going down to Harvard, I really rather would. There's such terrible squares down there.
Okay, let's go to the library.
Okay, so the New York Public Library, it's the second largest library in America after the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. It's at 5th Avenue and 42nd Street, so it's not that far from where you are now. That's in Manhattan. So you hop in a cab and drive on down. It is a beautiful, magnificent Beaux Art building that is set back a little from the street. Out front, there are the two lions, Patience and Fortitude, carved from marble. So very, very iconic. Nice for those of you who haven't spent much time in New York to get a chance to see this. It's one of the nice sights of New York City in the 1920s. And the cab drops you outside the gate, and the cabbie quite knowledgeably rattles away about the lions, and they got there just before the dedication of the library in 1911. They were sculpted from Tennessee marble.
I give him a tip just to stop him talking and then just sweep inside.
Thank you, love.
All right, should we find a librarian? Because this library is far too big for us to look through.
Okay, and we'll come back to you. Ruby and Micheál. You get in the back of the car, and the driver takes you off down towards St. Paul's. Again, as we said last week, traffic is very light, so it's not an arduous journey in any way. The driver's in the front. He's got the little hatch slid closed between you and him. It's quite a nice automobile, but quite fancy, and comfortable. Do you just enjoy the ride in peace, or do you have any kind of catch up between the two of you on the way?
Oh, catch up for sure. I'll be looking out the window. Be looking for anything interesting going on. But
a few light flurries of snow start to come down.
Ruby, did you find Christ after all those shenanigans in Peru?
I tried really hard, but I'm still looking. I'm hoping that you can help there, though.
Look, Ruby, he's behind you. Look. He's everywhere. There's no, like, if you can't find him, do you know, give it time.
I have the faith.
Good. That's something. The Protestant faith, I presume.
Yeah, whatever you want me to have, I've got.
The Catholic faith, then. We're grand. I've converted you. Listen, we're going up to St. Paul's now. They're a little. They're not as dusty as priests normally are, but they're a little dusty. So, don't excite them. Do you know what I mean? Let's not be too crazy.
Don't excite them.
Sorry,
so you're not actually. Sorry, my bad. You're not actually going up to St. Paul's.
Oh, we're not.
No. I might have misspoken there. I said going to the church. If I remember rightly, you are going to Cypress Hills Cemetary. There is a church up at Cypress Hills Cemetery where the funeral will take place.
Great. In that case, we should skip the small talk, I suppose. Ruby, I was thinking we should have a scout around when we get up there and see if there's any dodgy characters hanging around, you know?
Oh, for sure. I mean, besides us, of course.
Yeah, well, there'll be less dodgy characters because we left the rest of them behind, but you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. We've got this.
Yeah.
Okay, so you arrive at the Cypress Hill Cemetery. It's still quite early, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. So very little going on. You see the tail end of a small funeral. The mourners move off. It's all quiet and somber, and then a priest who had been officiating at that funeral strides over with some energy through the light falling snow. Seeing you, I think you said you're in your full frock, Micheál, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Father, would it be Micheál O'Sullivan?
That's correct. And this is Ruby Fontaine.
Good to see
Lovely
you.
to meet you.
And he turns to greet you, Ruby, and there's an immediate pause. So, I mean, would you have a long coat on?
I'd imagine so. It's snowing, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're not in fancy get up or anything, but still with the nice haircut, makeup. He pauses. He's a little double take. He gives you a little look over. Lovely to meet you, Miss Ruby. Turns back to you, slightly tighter pursed lips, Micheál, as he turns back to you. And Father O'Sullivan, I hear you specifically requested this service.
That's correct. Jackson Elias was a very close friend of both myself and Ruby Fontaine here, and it was his wish that if this should ever happen, that we would participate ourselves as much as we could.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because one of the things I wanted to discuss with you was Mr. Elias's desire for his funeral to be a little more interactive and a little less catechism and dogma.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the thing that it would be the most desirable for him at his funeral would be for those present to maybe give a few statements recalling positive recollections of their time with him. He didn't say positive recollections, but I'd love if you could emphasize that we would prefer positive recollections. I've had things like this go quite wrong.
Who would prefer?
I would prefer if
not Jackson himself.
No. He said their recollections and memories of their time with him. I would like us to reinforce positive recollections. I've had things like this go wrong in the past, you know.
Well, the man was brutally murdered, Father. I don't think we're all going to be singing and dancing. You might have to take what comes.
But we don't have to destroy the man's character either, do we, Mr. O'Sullivan?
The man's character cannot be destroyed. I'll tell you what, he's a very, very, very unique individual, and you'll see yourself now what people are coming out with. It's going to be a lovely service.
Yes, I'm sure it will be a lovely service. I've been assured by St. Paul's that you're going to give this the right attention and look after it for me.
Of course.
Very good. Cast another glance sideways at Ruby.
Miss Fontaine here is considering taking the habit.
I'm sure there's some habits she could leave behind as well. Then I'll bid you farewell. I shall be around for the service, but I will keep myself discreet, shall we say?
Thank you.
Yeah, let's.
A pleasure, Miss Fontaine. And he turns and stalks off.
Jesus, Ruby, if I'd known you'd have a problem with priests, I wouldn't have become one. Honest to God.
I mean, I had no problem. It seemed like he did, though.
Yeah, that's fair enough, actually. He had a stick up there now.
Can't all be like you, though, can they?
They try. They do try.
They try.
Do you know, priests trying to be trendy, it's painful to watch.
The joy of the 20s. Okay, so it's about, so finish that somewhat tedious little back and forth. It's about 10:20 now. You've a few hours to kill. Are you guys gonna go anywhere, do anything, or maybe just find somewhere to have a little tea or coffee? Or
I mean, I can't think of anything productive.
No, I mean, am I above the table? Am I right in thinking that this is where Elias wanted the funeral to take place? Because local.
Assumably, it's should I pass in New York? That might have been the instruction, or
Okay.
otherwise it's here's what I'd like done at my funeral. It needs to be this denomination, and I want people to talk and the priest to talk less. Right?
Yeah, that's fine.
But you Ruby, from your conversations with Elias, no, he wasn't a particularly religious man. He wasn't an unbeliever and completely against the faith, but he certainly didn't have a huge amount of time for as the priest said, catechism and dogma.
And what time is the funeral?
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Yeah, I've got nothing. Not for that amount of time. I'd want to wait until other guests rock up. Really.
Okay, super. As long as you two don't want to give me 4 hours worth of vamping.
No,
I'm happy
we're
to.
good. Just
So you kill time for
anybody,
4 hours. Okay.
If anybody interesting arrives, we'll bump them for information. But other than that,
Yep.
we
Okay,
just chill.
super.
Croissants.
So then you maybe you make yourselves a little picnic from the pocket croissants, and
We love a pocket croissant.
I should
do
have
you find
offered
a
some of that
bench
free
or sit
Saorla
among the
O'Dowd.
gravestones?
Oh, among the gravestones.
What's that egg doing in there?
That was lovely. Lovely to put an egg in my pocket. She's mad.
Okay. So you clear away some snow between some of the gravestones, find a nice little grassy slope, and clear away the snow and have a seat and keep an eye and as you snack. And I will come back to you if anybody of interest turns up and starts loitering around the cemetery. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the New York Public Library, you go in. You have a quick cast around. You fairly quickly find someone who looks like they could be helpful. Good morning, good morning. How can I help you, fine folk?
Bonjour. We are looking for a book that we hope may be in your
You've come
collection.
to the right place.
Haha. Trade roll. I'm sorry, Florence, you wanted to say something?
We're looking for a very rare book, but we were wondering if you might have a copy. It's called Africa's Dark Sects, and it's by Nigel
Excuse me?
Blackwell. Africa's Dark Sects?
Sects,
S-
darling.
With a T.
Yes, sects.
E-C-T-S.
Yes,
Sects.
no.
Sorry,
thank
my
you.
accent. Sorry, my accent.
Yes. From the other side of the pond, are you?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Well, any so did you say the author was Nigel somebody?
Blackwell, yes.
Blackwell. I can't find a Blackwell. Oh wait. Is it fiction?
Non-fiction.
Just rooting through little pull-out drawers, going through primary reference cards first, looking for author information. Isn't really finding anything. She goes to another. She looks through a category list, and it sects. Is it about cults, that kind of thing?
Yes.
Would you say it's more occult or sociology?
I haven't read the book, so but
okay,
occult probably.
Okay. After a little while, she said, "No, we don't have it." And she looks a little disgruntled as she says this. You might try one of the bigger universities if it's that rare. They may be they have rare book collections that rival ours sometimes. Much as it my chagrin to say so. Was it published in the United States?
I'm not actually sure.
Huh. If it was published here, you could find it at the library in Washington. Definitely, they keep pretty much every book published here. But it doesn't sound like the kind of book that would have been published in the US of A, though.
What do you say that?
Well, just the content, the subject matter, dear. Sounds quite offensive.
Why would it be offensive?
Dark sects.
Yes, but with a
Cults.
T.
Yes. As you say, very droll. No, who wants to read about cults and dark doings?
We do.
From
why we're
for
here.
sociology and a historical perspective.
Well, there's an author who writes about that kind of stuff. You might have seen his name in the papers, Jackson Elias. His funeral is today. You go look for some of his books. Plenty of licentious, dramatic non-fiction about cults.
Did Jackson Elias ever come into this library by any chance?
See, it's like your
I'm afraid, miss, I don't keep track of everyone who comes and goes in and out of the New York Public Library. That will be an exercise
Yes,
in
there
futility.
are rather a lot of people. There are so many books. It's such a big building. Speaking of books, do you have any books that might be related to the topic?
This is just the front building. It's
Yes,
a
I've
complex.
been in before. It's a beautiful building. Do you could you point us towards any other books that might be related to this one we're looking for on African cults and perhaps anything related to Jackson Elias's work?
She gives you directions to the anthropology section, and then she says, as you're about to go, she says, "That is if you want genuine non-fiction. If you want occult and esoterica, it's a completely different section."
Well, obviously not that we take any of that stuff seriously. It's all complete nonsense. But should we happen to walk by it, what direction would we need to go in for that to happen?
She writes you down directions to that section too.
So, well, I mean, we've got a little bit of time to kill. Oh,
Sorry, I couldn't be more help.
so you tried very hard. Don't be down on yourself.
yeah.
Well, we have a little time to kill, so I yes,
Right,
see no
let's,
harm in
let's
trying
go.
to perhaps find this symbol in a book or anything related to what Jackson was doing.
Yes, fair. Have a look at what they have here.
Right, let's go to the anthropology section.
Okay, so you're going to the anthropology section. Is there anything particular that you want to try and dig up?
I suppose anything related to African cults would be a good place to start.
And I might separately look for books on sort of like cult, like symbols specifically, while those guys are doing that, if that's okay. Unless Florence wants to do something different as well.
Yes, I would further remind folks that we should stick as a 3 So if we want to check the anthropology section and the occult section, we should all three of us go check one, and then all three of us go check the other.
Okay.
Because we're being sensible, aren't we? Aren't we, ladies?
Become a little bit clingy.
Yes, let's look. You suggested going to anthropology, so let's look in anthropology, and then we can go back and check occult, and we can look up, the occult symbols and African cults, and see if we can find any mention of any of the the cult or.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
Yeah.
We better scoot or we will miss the funeral.
So, could each of you please give me, and so you can tell me now, are you trying to assist each other in this initiative? Or are you independently investigating on your own right?
I think assisting,
Assist, yeah.
collaborating.
Okay. In that case, I will allow you to decide between yourselves who's going to make the roll, and the other two are going to give you a bonus dice for their assistance.
Would this be library use?
Library
It's
use,
not me
absolutely.
with 20.
Yeah, I have.
I have
have
a
35.
A 59?
Oh, you take it. You
Okay.
you do it.
Okay, I will roll.
You do it. You got the best one.
A hard success.
Hard success without the bonus dice.
Yeah.
Give me 1 sec. You might as well click on the bonus. That's pretty much the lowest you could get a 0. Click on bonus penalty twice, please, and we'll see if it gets any better than a 14.
Sorry, me or the girls?
You, Valentine. Sorry.
Twice?
Yeah. So you see under 14 out of 59, there's a little link called bonus penalty. Yeah, just click on
Yeah.
that link twice. Okay. Nope, 14 it is. Hard success. So you do find something. It's quite obscure. You figure you could probably have been digging for ages without finding this, but you do track down some information about that symbol. It's specifically the symbol that was carved into Elias's forehead.
Well, at least it's not a big heavy book that you're
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
filing through the.
Yes, so you track down, this is the rune of a cult. So this is I will give you a copy of this sentence later because it's a convoluted. It is a rune of a cult thought to have descended from a sect driven out of dynastic Egypt. Okay. The cult known as the Bloody Tongue is believed to have originated in Kenya. Although there is no clear indication of any kind of ongoing existence of such a cult.
Well, this is interesting, the link to Kenya.
Yes.
Might
I mean, if there's no
Our old friend
evidence...
Larkin.
I mean, even if the cult no longer... Well, the original cult no longer exists, there could still be, people who are trying to resurrect or believe it still. But why carve it into Jackson?
Well, presumably some form of ritual, surely.
Oui.
Okay, so two things. First, I'm going to put that in the player notes section of the photo cut into Jackson's forehead handout. And secondly, that has taken you a good bit longer than you thought. It is getting on. It's after 1 o'clock by the time you come up with this, and between you, you kind of come to a realization that you're pushing it a little bit for time if you're going to get to Cypress Hill Cemetery in time.
Shall we head off?
Oui, we'd better.
We can always come back.
Yes, but to get to the funeral on time. Yes, the library will still be here.
Right, we better grab a taxi, I suppose.
Okay, so you go out and flag down a taxi, and you are going to Cypress Hill Cemetery. Back at the cemetery, Micheál and Ruby, as you have sat there waiting, and enjoying a bit of back and forth and chat as you usually do, you have noticed a couple of things. After about 12:30, coming toward 1 p.m., a couple of people have started to show up. Obviously dressed for mourning, and standing around the entrance to the little chapel. But additionally, there is a small group, maybe 2 or 3 at the moment, but a couple more seem to be trickling in, of individuals standing off to one side. Give me, what would I say for this? I say give me credit rating checks, to see if you'd be familiar with this kind of who this sort of person is, or what they're they're used to seeing them around.
Where do we find credit rating?
It's a skill it should be under C on the left.
Oh yeah, it's just that's the oh wow!
Yeah, I think
Critical
we've
success
done
even
well.
though I'm poor.
Yeah, so am I.
Are you there, Florence?
No, just Dakara.
Oh, sorry.
But
I thought we
Dakara
were
got
at this point.
wow. Okay.
Wow, we're doing good.
Yeah, Florence, you would have recognized
Sorry,
who
I
this
thought
was
we-
anyway. This is right up your alley in any case. But Dakara, this makes sense for you, kind of being around the social scene. But Micheál, maybe you've become a little more familiar with members of the press as you've become a priest. But there definitely, it seems like some members of the New York press corps have shown up to cover this funeral. They're standing, and you can see 1 or 2 seem to know each other. 1 or 2 are standing apart, kind of a bit bristly. There's a few glances thrown at each other. They're all watching to see who's showing up. Notebooks come out every now and again, and a little note is taken. You don't think they've clocked you guys yet, sitting where you are. Would be quite surprising to find a priest sitting out in a graveyard, waiting to officiate at a funeral, just sitting having a picnic. So they haven't twigged that you guys are involved.
What do you think, Ruby?
It's 3 men and a woman, by the way, just in case that matters to you.
Is there
Want
any
to go over and say
profitable
hi?
trouble we can make? That's the kind of thing I would do, and then I'd be sorry later. So I'm just thinking, with you here, what potentially useful mischief could we create now with these lads?
I mean, with you doing the service, surely it's okay for you to introduce yourself
Absolutely, yeah.
and just to see what brings them.
I mean,
what
I
brings them
I
here.
want to know what they know, but to be honest with you, they're going to whatever they know, they're going to print in the papers. That's the
True.
job. But maybe we can go and find out. Go and do
Yeah.
a little bit of a investigate.
If you're down, I'm down. Let's go.
All right, we better get up then.
So you're gonna get up, dust yourselves off,
Brush the crumbs off.
dust off the snow that has settled on you. Potentially wipe off
Any egg on the face?
wipe off the wet stains on other parts of the body, and you trot along over. Immediately, the two gentlemen who are chatting to each other kind of, there's a bit of a nudge between the two of them, and they're kind of watching you come over, and slightly wary. Maybe it's the cassock, and maybe it's a little bit their own guilt, or just guilt about standing around hovering before a funeral. The young woman raises an eyebrow, gives a little not quite knowing grin, and the fourth person, he just kind of steps back a few steps and makes sure that the others are all between you and him as you walk up.
And can I ask, you're saying some of them seem to know each other. What's his relationship to them?
He's one of the ones that didn't seem to be related to the others at all. Neither giving suspicious looks or bristly looks, nor chatting away. It's more the two blokes are having a little chat and looking and sort of exchanging notes, and the young woman is a little off to the side. She's a smaller, dark complexioned woman, wavy black hair. She looks quite intense, and the other two, they look like your journo lads. They're probably a little bit slick and glib about everything. That kind of expression on their face.
I'm just going to go straight in as Mick does, and say, would you be Rebecca by any chance?
To the lady.
To the lady.
I am Rebecca Schosenberg.
Myself and my colleague were just saying how much we admire your reporting.
She looks a little shell shocked, and the two lads are standing there looking at each other. They're, wait, no, Father. Do you mind? We ask you a few questions. Are you? I'm suddenly gone Irish. Are you going to be officiating at the funeral of Jackson Elias by any chance?
I am, of course. Didn't I know him well, and don't I know all about the circumstances of his death?
Oh, you do. Ah, sure. And you're Irish, are you?
Well, could I see
One
some
of
identification?
them who didn't have an Irish accent a second ago suddenly has a bit of a brogue.
Oh, we're familiar with the type. You wouldn't happen to have any identification on you there, would you?
Pulls his press badge out of his hat. Yeah. Look,
Who do we have here?
Press.
I'll just hand it to Ruby. Just take it and hand it to Ruby.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
And
thanks.
you, sir, you get the next one.
So it's Richard Paulson, Ruby. And the next one, he doesn't. He pulls his press badge, shows it to you, puts it back in his hat.
Fair enough. Who's he?
He didn't show you a name.
Fantastic, but it looked legit. Okay.
Give it a little wave.
And Rebecca. And our friend in the back here, our
He's gone.
skulking friend in the shadows.
He's gone.
Huh?
He's gone.
He's gone. Mighty. Noted.
Something we said?
Who we are, perhaps. And what brings you down to the funeral today, folks?
Well, the people have a right to know what's going on.
Well, he's going into the ground. Sorry to spoil the show for you, but that's what's going to happen. So what brings you down here? Because I don't think you needed to come down here to find that out.
Well, your demeanour is suddenly very much changed, Father. You
Not
were
at
you
all.
were all for having a chat and telling us the circumstances a moment ago.
Well, what it is now is it's the first time I've seen the press at a funeral, and I'm just curious.
Oh, we try to cover every major funeral around the New York area.
Very good.
Miss Schoenberg here, maybe not so much. She's not at all of them. She's maybe a little bit more of a vulture kind.
Mr. Schoenberg has been doing great work now. In terms
She
of,
is
we're all hoping,
steaming out of her ears at this point.
we're all hoping that these terrible murderers get caught. Isn't that right, Ruby?
That is right. You wouldn't happen to have found out anything regarding that, would you? Any hidden information you want to spread?
Right now, I'm just here to take some notes.
Well, the one thing I would ask you now is, please don't be skulking in the background. If you're going to be here, as a matter of respect to the man, do come on up and join us at the
Well,
funeral
personally, I
itself.
was going to keep a respectful distance because I've found in the past the family do not particularly like the press to be
The man had no
right up
family.
close.
The man had no family, and so we would greatly appreciate if his funeral could be those who cared enough to come close and pay respect.
Rebecca Schoenberg kind of walks forward and I'll go wait with the other mourners then, if you don't mind.
Not at all. Of course.
Thank you.
We'll
She
bid
goes
the man
over.
farewell together.
The other two lads look at each other and they're like, yeah, we will too. Yeah. And they start kind of just moseying that direction a little, kind of glancing at you every now and again. As I assume Mick walks along beside them.
No, I want to talk to Ruby. Let's hang back in
Okay.
a second. We just keep an eye on them, you know.
Okay.
I don't know, Ruby, was that useful at all?
I mean, they seem to have more issue with each other than than being here. I wonder if they knew Jackson personally.
I don't know. I doubt it. They didn't have anything to say.
You guys know that Rebecca Schoenberg writes for the New York Times, right? Which is it's a pretty big deal paper.
It was the New York Star or something, wasn't it? Or the New York Pillar. I don't think the Times existed then. Sorry, above the table.
No,
Maybe.
definitely there's maybe it didn't, but it's definitely here in the campaign, so
Okay, my mistake.
that's okay.
Historical inaccuracies.
Just me, I think.
I welcome the comments. I'll refer them to
so-
Chaosium.
Our lore, anyway, Rebecca Schoenberg works for the New York Times. Gotcha.
Yeah. 1851, September 1851.
My bad.
So you know that she works for the Times, and the Times is a little bit of a big deal. That could be the source of some friction there, right? So if she's the big paper reporter and they're hacks, they could be a bit tense maybe.
But it doesn't look as though they're walking towards anyone in particular. They're
Oh
just
no,
sort of
they've
hovering.
kind of paused halfway between you guys and the other mourners.
Let's start
Okay.
strolling slowly towards them, like
Okay, deal.
herding sheep. Can we check around and see if your
Nosy
man... Did you see where your man went, Ruby?
My man?
No, Mr.
Excuse me?
Houdini, that was there a minute
Oh,
ago, pretending
yeah.
to be a reporter or whatever he was at.
I'm afraid I didn't. Can we
Can we-
look for...
Can we do
Is
a
there anything I
scout
can
around
roll
and see if
for?
there's any sort of...
You have a little look around. Give me spot hiddens, please.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, a hard success for me.
And... Sorry. And I got a hard success too. Ruby, we are! What a team!
We're on it today. The gunshot really brought us together.
Now imagine if you had become a nun.
Imagine.
You didn't pick up on him moving away, but as you kind of turn and look, and it's almost like the two of you kind of mirror each other and turn, and you just give a little kind of glance to, well, if he was standing here behind those guys, and the only direction he could have gone to get out of our view would have been that direction, and you kind of look that direction, and you see a figure just moving stealthily away from a little crypt, and walking off toward the boundary of the cemetery. Kind of collar pulled up, hat down over his head, coat tucked around him in the snow, but he's moving kind of with not a stealthy step, but that gentle stride that gives nothing away, doesn't draw any attention to yourself. Nobody's going to look at me. I'm not doing anything extraordinary. I'm just having a quiet stroll in this direction. But because you're looking for him, you kind of... That's the guy who was just... He obviously just took a couple of steps sideways behind that crypt, waited till you guys moved off, and now he's making his way out of the cemetery.
How long have we got before the funeral?
Well, at this point, only about 20 minutes.
Oh.
Oh.
That's enough time to catch somebody.
Do we think?
What
Do
do
we
you think,
Scooby
Ruby?
do this?
I mean, let's fucking
I'd
Scooby-Doo
love
it.
to go and ask him. I'd love to.
We
go
gotta
and
flank
ask
him though. Okay, if we go opposite sides of him, do not shoot, because
I got you.
if you see somebody wearing a priest get up, it's me. Okay, don't shoot him.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I got you. I
Okay,
got
so
you.
can we try to flank this guy like opposite
Yes.
sides?
Okay, so
And
you guys start
We'll
heading
sandwich
after
him.
him.
Yeah.
I'd like to. Yeah.
Are we going
Clam a
stealthy,
bit.
or are we going, let's just move it?
Well, we probably have to catch up, right?
Yeah. We gotta get a wiggle on. We're on the clock. 20 minutes.
All right. Yeah. Fast
So you
walking.
take off
Mm-hmm.
fast walking, but one of you kind of going in
Big
this
body
line of
also.
sight, and the other one kind of coming from the other angle.
Try to like where you could pincer him that he either has to go back to the funeral or talk to us.
I would say classic Panzer pincer movement, only it hasn't happened yet. Okay, so okay, we take off across the cemetery after this figure. You catch up a little way toward him. He has a very quick glance over his shoulder, clocks you, because he's a cautious type. He's been there they are, but he catches sight of one of you, right? And instead of going for the gate, he's now going for the perimeter fence, and he's moving at a clip now.
So if he's moving
But-
away
Oh, he's
from one of
running?
us, is
But
he
it
moving
is
towards the other
it is
one of
going to
us?
bring him closer to Ruby.
Okay. Could I try and charm him to come over rather than him be feared of what I'm going to say? Just turn the charm on.
You'd be close enough to
Come
call out to
hither.
him, and you'd be close enough to call out to him and ask him. Yeah,
Okay, can I do that then?
okay. So go for it. What are you calling out?
Sir, I just wanted to ask you a few questions.
He kind of does take a little bit of a double take, realizing he's now maybe 8 or 10 feet away from his young lady who's come up on him out of nowhere and is calling for him. Go on, give me a charm check.
I was going to say, did you drop this and then just hold absolutely nothing up? I had
The
success
dice
for the
tonight.
charm.
Dice tonight. He kind of does. He hesitates. He looks back at the priest who's now booking it across the graveyard toward him and says, "Look, I don't want to get in trouble with the father." And he quickly flashes a badge to you. I'm with the police. Just okay. I'll maybe talk to you another time. And he just takes off again.
Oh, do you not know Pool? Pool? Any name? Ring any bells? No. Oh,
He's heading away from you.
okay.
Now, Mick, I think we've established before you're not the fastest guy, but you've
And he's
reasonably good
exactly
endurance.
as fast as that policeman. Exactly as fast as him.
Okay. So you are once again in a perfectly matched foot race with a policeman, or a seemingly policeman, except this time you're chasing him. And he's not. I mean, he's not sprinting, and I doubt you're sprinting after him either. But he's kind of very fast back, almost a little jog toward the gate. Do you run to catch him?
Oh, I'll sprint.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, you will catch him. He's not going to sprint off, flailing around. He's like, he's just chug, and you sprint up and you catch him by the arm or just get in front of him.
Oh, I'll catch him by the arm. Well, no, I'll just come around in front of him, but ready to catch him by the arm.
Okay, Ruby, have you kind of tried to keep up? Or did you, when he flashed the badge, did you kind of back off and go, maybe I don't want to get involved?
Yeah, I think I'm going to just slow things down a little bit, I think. And
so stroll on over after Mick and maybe catch up later once
don't want to break a sweat, do we?
Okay. So Mick, you kind of get position yourself in front.
Hold up there, hold up now, hold up.
Afternoon, Father.
Afternoon. Explain yourself, please.
I'm a private individual having a walk around in the cemetery.
You are in your hole, my friend. Now I'm going to give you one more chance to explain yourself.
That's an interesting turn of phrase. Is that an Irishism?
We all have them. Now listen to me. This is the funeral of a man who was murdered under brutal circumstances, and you're behaving very much suspiciously around it. You're behaving in a very suspicious manner.
Shows you a badge.
All
I'm
right,
very much aware.
That, please. Can I have a hold of that now?
No, you may not. He puts it away.
Hold on. What does that badge say? I didn't see it.
This is a New York police detective.
Let me see it, please.
I actually don't need to.
You don't need to show... Does the law say that you can waive your identification very quickly?
Well, the law says I don't actually need to. I did that out of courtesy because you're a priest.
That's very good of you. Can I ask who you are, sir?
I'm a police officer.
I'm afraid that isn't good enough now.
I feel that it is. This is a graveyard. It's a public location. You've no grounds to stop me being here or stop me leaving. And he goes to walk past you.
Have I not caught up by this point?
Yeah, you can catch up at this point, yeah. You stroll on up as he goes to walk away from Mick.
Did you get a name?
At this point, a cab drives in through the gates. And Ruby, Loveday, and Florence, you see Micheál and Ruby in a quite close tete-a-tete with a man in a trench coat. It's one of those kind of tan trench coats. It's kind of wet from the snow, buckled tightly around his waist, collar up, trilby on his head, kind of pulled down against the snow. And he's got quite a determined look on his face as Ruby and Micheál kind of bracketing one on either side. Yeah, driving by.
Oh, Ruby, do we escalate or do we not?
Do we what?
Do we escalate this?
Is this in character?
We're kind of on the clock, aren't we?
I wouldn't recommend escalating anything, Father.
That wasn't in character.
No? Good to know.
Did I say that or did my fella think it?
Did I think, Ruby, should we do something?
I mean, you've got a service, haven't you, to carry out?
You can say,
See,
stop
you're hopping out of
the
the
car,
the
stop the
taxi.
car, stop the car. Come on, ladies, out. And
Yeah, he pulls up. There's a little crunch of gravel, and you guys actually hear a door open and Loveday's voice goes, "Ladies, out!"
What timing?
At which point, Micheál, this is the point where you realise that there's a very good chance things are going to escalate regardless.
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, this is dodgy as fuck. Like, he says he's a cop, and then he says he's a private individual. Like, get fucked. What are you?
Yeah, and he wouldn't let us actually see a name. We couldn't get a decent view on the badge.
Can I say, over the table, I've been living in New York for a while as in character. I would know does this guy actually have to show his ID or not as a cop?
Not really.
Just
To be
say,
honest, we're still in the age where they pull you behind the building, give you a good clip around the head with the bat and leave you there.
Yeah.
So-
Plus, I suppose he hasn't done it. He could be just on his day off.
He could have been visiting a gravestone.
Yeah, but he was being shady, wasn't he? When
He
he
could be
spotted
investigating
us?
one of the reporters. It could be anything, you know.
He picked up
Yeah.
his pace when we started heading over.
Uh,
Just
I will go back out of the conversation, and you guys can go back in character. My bad. Sorry.
All right. Fuck it. I suppose we've nothing we can do here unless these women decide to.
Can we just be? I'll be going,
No.
Ruby, yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo.
Bonjour.
What have you got there? Who's that?
Florence is just dying.
can I wave Loveday over?
But what I will do, Micheál, I'll give you a spot hidden when he flashed the badge at you to see if you spotted anything. Loveday, sorry, Ruby, he flashed the badge at you too,
He
so
did,
you could
he did.
also get a spot hidden. Although I'm reluctant to let you roll because
Yeah.
you've been rolling the blessed dice on.
No, I'm not now. Failure.
Give me a sec. Mine has disappeared. Here we are.
Oh yes, then.
And a success. Just about a success.
A regular success. Okay. His badge had the number 14 on it in large numbers.
All right. I'm backing out of this particular encounter. We'll let this one go. It's grand, Ruby. It's grand. I love it. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. He's only a feckin' flunky.
Well,
You say that.
Ah, yeah. Why not?
He throws you a dark look over his shoulder as he walks away and keeps going.
Well, we're making enemies left, right, and centre. It's like that time we fought the
Sounds
devil.
And this is your welcome, ladies. Is Mick saying we're making enemies?
Oh no. What have you been
does one
doing?
of you smell like
Any
egg?
context, folks?
Did you put an egg in my pocket, actually, while we're here? I only took croissants.
You needed some protein.
These things are not
Of course,
easy
it
to
was
get clean.
Valentine. Okay, Micheál, you do realise that you're getting very close to the time now.
That's
that you need
grand.
to be.
Sure, we're ready. We're ready to rock. We better head back anyway.
Okay. So you head over, get people organised. The hearse pulls up. The coffin is removed and brought over to the gravesite. You lead the way over. A little procession follows you. Besides the three reporters who are now all tootling along with the very kind of side eyes they're getting from the others. Besides them, there are very few people in attendance. Let's see. So we have a kind of stocky gentleman, Caucasian. I'll give you a quick description now. Kind of short, squat, white man, balding pate. He's got uncontrollable curls of greying red hair. He wears a pair of pince-nez glasses. And his suits are well tailored though. His suit is well tailored, and he doesn't. They really flatter that the kind of rounded figure. There's a pleasant aroma of aftershave as you get close to him. There's another gentleman with him walking alongside him. A small, wiry African-American man. He seems filled with nervous energy. His eyes kind of flicking here and there, watching everybody. And he has a pen in his hand. He's kind of just flicking it between his fingers. He is wearing an expensive bespoke suit But we say Loveday would notice that this expensive suit looks like it's a little bit shiny. This is not a suit that is recently purchased. This is a well-worn suit. He's going bald as well, but he tries to hide it by pasting strands of well-oiled hair across the top of his head. And then the third person is a young African American woman, tall and athletic, but very smart, very quite fashionably dressed, but still in a professional kind of tailored skirt and jacket, but a quite nice cut. And that is everyone who is in attendance besides yourselves. So these
Great.
three people, the three reporters, and the five of you. And so Micheál.
So some of us know Jonah Kensington, his editor, right? So is
Oh yes, any of you? Sorry, you would have probably met Jonah Kensington once or twice. Yes, the rotund white gentleman is Jonah Kensington.
And who are we supposed to meet with Jonah after this funeral?
You were going to meet with Jonah and Jackson's executor or solicitor.
Okay, so that's probably the other guy then. Or the one.
Okay, so Mick, you probably get people kind of organized, stood around the grave. You take your place at the by the headstone, and I'll let you take it away.
Right. And thank you all very much for coming on behalf of our dear friend Jackson Elias. Put on the full armour of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes, he said to me once. I'll never forget it. Jackson has requested a somewhat unorthodox funeral this evening. Being a devout man, but not a particularly religious one, he asked that those of us joined here today take a moment to share with each other. Is the priest nearby, by the way, the other priest?
He is not close by.
Good.
But you have seen him, but he has not come over near to. You don't even know if he's in earshot.
Grant. Jackson has asked if we could all take a moment to share with each other in a communal fashion our thoughts regarding him, perhaps one or two memories regarding him. So, if you don't mind, I might call on some of you to do so, and I will start with Jackson's good friend Valentine.
Oh, thank you, Father Micheál. Sorry.
There's a couple of quirked eyebrows from Jonah Kensington and the other gentleman there.
Jackson was a very interesting fellow. He had a great love of research, and we sent letters back and forth after our travels in South America. I admired that he could always find the weirder information that was out there. I myself also like the weird information that is out there. But in terms of memories, I mean, above the table, there's really nothing we can share.
No, Valentine is like, what can I say that anybody can hear?
Isn't linked to.
Don't be shy, Valentine. Now I know you were close.
Father, it's just too painful. All the happy memories are in here, in my heart. All the conversations around weird cults that we had. You know, cults where people had their faces eaten off. Such interesting research. I mean, We are unlikely to come across someone like Jackson ever again.
Thank you. Well done.
That's
That's
right.
not her first language, folks. And now I might call on Jonah Kensington to say a couple of words.
He gives you a look, and then a glimmer of recognition comes into his eye. He's like, "Oh, shit. He might not have met you since you had a cassock on. He probably would have met you when you were Mick, one-eyed Mick, right?" It's like glimmer. Oh, that's who this is. Yes. Well, I was very fond of Jackson. Ours was not just a working relation. He's a lovely guy. A true friend. Consummate professional. Crazy as a brush. The insane research. I do agree with Miss Bow. The crazy research was very much his passion, and yeah. I do remember one situation sitting around over a table, talking about exploits in Peru, and I had to solidly put my foot down and tell him he couldn't publish what was either the alcohol fueled ravings of someone who had a touch of fever, or something so hideously vile that it couldn't go into a book for public consumption. But yeah, sometimes his first-hand experiences were stranger and more disturbing than what he turned up in the books. But we did laugh. There were some lighthearted stories about that trip to Peru as well as the horrendous stuff. And he casts a little look around the five of you as he says that. And then, but I could go on all day, but I will let others have a moment, because this is quite hard for me, I'm afraid.
Well, thank you, Jonah. And now perhaps this young lady, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, perhaps you would like to share with us something of your relationship with Jackson.
She looks a little startled. My uncle, Mr. Ramsey here, he and Jackson Elias knew each other very well and had a long professional relationship. But I've known Mr. Elias since I was you'd say knee height. He used to say it, knee height to a grasshopper, whatever that means. But yes, and you see her, she kind of doesn't seem to want to, but after hearing you guys, Valentine, and then hearing Jonah give his pretty deep emotions, she's kind of torn between, do I want to sound stilted as well, or do I want to sound heartfelt? She's I used to call him Uncle Jackson. He used to always bring me presents back from his travels when I was little. He's told me again and again I can do anything I want. I could be anything I want. It's kind of what gives me the strength to keep going with the work I do for my uncle, because I do know I can do anything, and if this is the choice I'm making, then, as Jackson said, you put everything into the choice you make. I'm really gonna miss him.
Thank you very much. For myself, I would say, I miss Jackson sorely. First time I met him ever, he lied to me. He told me his name was some nonsense, but I forgave him. Then he led me into a den of vampires, and I forgave him that as well. And then he left me out of his book, and I forgave him that as well. I see now, Jonah, that it was your fault, actually. So I suppose I was right to forgive him. The gentleman at the back there, writing down. You two. Yes, hello. Rather than I was going to call on you, I was just out of mischief. I was going to call on you to share your own feelings about being here and thoughts about it. But I think I might just ask you to leave, if you don't mind.
He gives a bit of a nod, and he and his compatriot kind of slink away. And Rebecca Schrosenberg, who doesn't have her notebook out and has been standing quietly, kind of turns and also walks away.
Oh, okay.
But she walks away kind of dignified, very respectful. There's no kind of slinking or looking back or anything like that.
I'm sorry, I should have thought of that sooner now, because some of what we said you might get reported in the papers, and I apologise for that. But maybe we could call finally on Mr. Ramsey, maybe.
But Carlton Ramsey kind of looks around at the other three ladies and goes, I wouldn't want to step in front of any of the ladies. Surely one of these fine ladies would have something to say that would be far more important than what some lawyer has to say.
What do you think?
I'm sure we have time. We could all go.
I just pull out a tissue and start dabbing
I've loved it.
Well, Florence, clearly Florence, you want to say something.
I've just been full on blubbing since Jonah started talking. I'm out.
I am sure I can get something out, but like these ladies, I'm also quite emotional, so maybe the men should do some speaking. Jackson was a very dear friend. He was a good man. He was a man with heart, and who cared about his friends, and he looked after the people he was close to. I think that's all I can say before I have to start to cry.
God, is she okay?
All right. She'd be grand. She does that a lot.
I'm terribly sorry. Yes, I did know Jackson very well, and yes, he was almost like a godfather to my niece, or a second uncle. It always gave me great comfort and gave me inspiration to see someone like Jackson becoming such a notable figure in his field, getting published, and he reached out and pats Jonah on the shoulder. Truly great to see him get so many fine volumes out, and represent his community. And also, he did have this strange desire to shine a light on dark things and dark places. Don't know how sensible that is, or how much that contributed to the unfortunate events, but he wouldn't have shied away from it, even if he did think there was a chance. He never backed away out of fear for his own safety. Sometimes, and again, he gives a little glance around you folks. Sometimes he did back away from things for safety of others, but never his own safety.
Thank you, Mr. Ramsey. All right, well, Lord of Hosts, we ask you now, seal the gates against all darkness, banish the evil that lurks beyond our sight, grant to us the armour of faith, that we may too withstand when the hour of trial comes. Eternal rest grant unto him, O Lord, let perpetual light shine upon him. Go now in peace.
Thank you, Father. Well, that was lovely. And then they kind of all stand around slightly uncomfortably, as happens, especially in a very small group. It's like, who walks away first?
I'll shake some hands to break the ice. Shake. Cool.
We'll say we can wrap up there. I don't know. There are other things, other leads you guys could follow, but what I would say is we might move to the funeral. Sorry, the reading of the will next time, and keep that one short and sweet. I think we did definitely uncover a little bit of information, more than I thought we would in amongst the funeral. I think Mick may even have picked up a little clue along the way as well. So definitely loads done there, and thank you very much. Particularly enjoyed our varying feelings around Jackson's passing. And thank you very much to everyone who has been watching. Thanks for watching this one and all the others. We hope you didn't just jump in on this one. It could be a bit confusing, but pop back to the start and catch on up. There's years more for fun to come. With that, we'll see you all next week.